Praise to the Most High Yah. Most High be blessed in the name of His Holy Son, Yahawa Adonai, Jesus the Lord. All right, guys. So your brother remain true. Yaram Yahawa just, opened up the precepts about the book of Jasher. We've shown and proven that the reference we see in the book of Joshua to the book of Jasher is consistent. Now let's go to the book of Samuel and see if his reference to the book of Jasher can be found in the book of Jasher, and if that reference is also consistent. Okay, and so for this particular precept, we're going to need to go to the second book of Samuel, chapter 18. Okay, so let's go there real quick. All right, so we're going to go to 2 Samuel, chapter 1. Okay, so the second book of the prophet Samuel. So 2 Samuel, chapter 1. And that reference can be found in verse 18. But let's see where we're going to be beginning at. Okay. All right, so let's start at verse 12. So the second book of Samuel, chapter 1, we're going to start at verse 12 and read through to verses 18. 2 Samuel 1 and 12. And they mourned and wept and fasted until even for Saul and for Jonathan his son, and for the people of Yahawa, and for the house of Israel, because they were fallen by the sword. And David said unto the young man that told him, Whence art thou? And he answered, I am the son of a stranger, an Amalekite. And David said unto him, How wast thou not afraid to stretch forth thine hand to destroy Yahweh's anointed? And David called one of the young men and said, Go near and fall upon him. And he smote him, that he died. Verse 16. And David said unto him, Thy blood be upon thy head, for thy mouth hath testified against thee, saying, I have slain Yahweh's anointed. And David lamented with this lamentation over Saul and over Jonathan his son. Verse 18. Also he bade them teach the children of Judah the use of the bow. Behold, it is written in the book of Jasher. So also he bade them teach the children of Judah the use of the bow. Behold, it is written in the book of Jasher. So David bade them teach the children of Judah the use of the bow, as he's lamenting over Jonathan, his best friend, and Jonathan's father, Saul, the king of Israel, who has fallen slain. So this is, as you see, this is a man of war, King David, after having lost his friend Jonathan, and the nation of Israel has lost their king, King Saul, in a battle and in war, right? So David is grieving and he's lamenting, but he's still thinking about the future of the nation of Israel. And he says, you know what? You guys make sure you teach the children of Judah the use of the bow. All right? Why? Because Judah, okay, is going to be fighting wars and battles, and they need to learn the use of the bow in order to, execute and win these battles, okay, for the people. All right, so behold, it's written in the book of Jasher. Now let's go to the book of Jasher and see if we can find this. Don't worry about it. You don't have to read all 100 and some chapters in Jasher to find this, because bless the Most High, He has shown me where to go and look in the book of Jasher for this precept and this reference. And that will be in chapter 56 of the book of Jasher. So let's go to Jasher, the book of Jasher, chapter 56. Again, if you don't possess or have the book of Jasher, you just go online, pull up the book of Jasher, and read chapter 56. We're going to start at verse 1 of chapter 56 Okay, so the book of Jasher, chapter 56, and we're looking for a precept that will show us that what David said in the book of Samuel is consistent with what we see written in the book of Jasher, which was, he bade them teach the children of Judah the use of the bow. David bade them teach the children of Judah the use of the bow. And it says right there, behold, it is written in the book of Jasher. So we're going to stop the mouths of the false prophets who tells you that the book of Jasher is contradictory to the books of the Bible. And I will like for anyone who says that this book is inconsistent with the Bible to leave a comment and show me where and how it is inconsistent. Because GMS San Francisco have recently accused myself as a heretic for my reading and studying the books of Jasher, Enoch, and Jubilees, holy books that are consistent with the rest of the scriptures. They don't prove that they're inconsistent, but yet they claim that these books are inconsistent. And if you read these books, people like the false camps of GMS, Hebrew Israelite camps, and Protestants, and whoever else working for Satan, because that's who they work for. They work for Satan to deceive you. They'll tell you that these books are not divinely inspired, or they'll tell you that, So let's go to Jasher 56. And by the Spirit of truth, we're going to see that the book of Jasher, as referenced in Joshua and Samuel, is very much consistent with what we see in our King James Bible. So Jasher 56 and 1. And after Jacob lived in the land of Egypt 17 years, and Jacob lived in the land of Egypt 17 years, and the days of Jacob and the years of his life were 147 years. At that time Jacob was attacked with that illness of which he died, and he sent and called for his son Joseph from Egypt. And Joseph his son came from Egypt, and Joseph came unto his father. And Jacob said unto Joseph and unto his sons, Behold, I die, and the God of your ancestors will visit you and bring you back to the land, which Yahawa sware to give unto you and unto your children after you. Now therefore, when I am dead, bury me in the cave which is at Machpelah in Hebron, in the land of Canaan, near my ancestors. And Jacob made his sons swear to bury him in Machpelah in Hebron, and his sons swore unto him concerning this thing. Verse 5, and he commanded them, saying, Serve Yahawa your God, for he who delivered your fathers will also deliver you from all trouble. Verse 6, and Jacob said, Call all your children unto me. And all the children of Jacob's sons came and sat before him. And Jacob blessed them. And he said unto them, The Lord God of your fathers shall grant you 1,000 times as much, and bless you. And may he give you the blessing of your father Abraham. And all the children of Jacob's sons went forth on that day after he had blessed them. Verse 7, Jasher chapter 56, verse 7. And on the next day Jacob again called for his sons, and they all assembled and came to him and sat before him. And Jacob on that day blessed his sons before his death. Each man did he bless according to his blessing. Behold, it is written in the book of the law of Yahawa appertaining to Israel. You see that? So now we're in the book of Jasher that's telling you can find these things about Jacob's blessings in the book of the law of Yahawa appertaining to Israel. And in the book of the law of Yahawa appertaining to Israel, Samuel and Joshua included, those are books of the law pertaining to Israel. You see references being made to Jasher. So Jasher and the books of the Bible are talking about each other, man. All right, let's keep going and see if their talk about each other is consistent and complementary. All right, and we will see that they are consistent and complementary. of Jasher 56 in verse 8. And Jacob said unto Judah, we're looking for the use of the bow, all right? Now, we saw that in Samuel, David bade Judah to teach his children the use of the bow. That's what we're looking for. That's the precept we're looking for. All right, verse 8. And Jacob said unto Judah, I know, my son, that thou art a mighty man for thy brethren. Reign over them, and thy sons shall reign over their sons forever. Amen. Only teach chapter 56, 9. Jasher chapter 56 and verse 9. Only teach thy sons the bow and all the weapons of war, in order that they may fight the battles of their brother who will rule over his enemies. Oh, wait a minute. We just saw Jacob on his deathbed blessing his children, and he directly commands Judah to do something. Let's look at this. Let's go back to verse 8. And Jacob said unto Judah, I know, my son, that thou art a mighty man for thy brethren. Reign over them, and thy sons shall reign over their sons forever. Only teach thy sons the bow and all the weapons of war, in order that they may fight the battles of their brother who will rule over his enemies. That was Jasher 56, verses 8 and 9. Only teach thy sons the use of the bow, Judah. Wait a minute. So will you false prophets out there, any one of you, preacher, pastor, apostle, elder, whoever you are. Matter of fact, the elders of GMS, that's who y'all gonna have to get. Get y'all elders out here, because I'll slay them at the sword of Yahawa too, man. Because if they the ones who told you that the book of Jasher was heretical, then after I slay y'all, okay, we're gonna slay y'all elders too, man, if they show up. Because that's what y'all gonna have to do, man. Because guess what? I have studied to show myself approved, okay, a workman unto God that needs not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. So this is the book of Jasher, and this is the word of truth, and it's being rightly divided, okay? Because the children of Judah were instructed by David in 2 Samuel 1:18 to teach the children of Judah the use of the bow, and Jacob, the father of all the tribes of Israel, in Jasher 56 and 9 instructs his son Judah to teach his children the use of the bow. Let's do a quick side-by-side comparison. 2 Samuel 1:18. Also he bade them teach the children of Judah the use of the bow. Behold, it is written in the book of Jasher. So it didn't say that David was in the book of Jasher. No, it's showing you that the precept is in the book of Jasher. Okay? The precept is in the book, written in the book of Jasher. That's what David is telling you. Behold, it's written in the book of Jasher that we're supposed to teach the children of Judah the use of the bow. All right, did you miss that? Let me read it for you again. This is 2 Samuel 1:18, my friend. Also, he bade them teach, this is David. He bade them teach the children of Judah the use of the bow. Behold, it's written in the book of Jasher. That was Samuel. That was 2 Samuel 1:18. Now let's go to Jasher 56, verses 8 and verses 9. One more time, just so we can see if the book of Jasher is consistent with the book of Samuel. Book of Jasher, chapter 56, verses 8 through 9. And Jacob said unto Judah, I know, my son, that thou art a mighty man for thy brethren. Reign over them, and thy sons shall reign over their sons forever. Only teach thy sons the bow and all the weapons of war, in order that they may fight the battles of their brother, who will rule over his enemies. Hallelujah. Amen. I am justified for reading the book of Jasher. If the book of Samuel is a good book, if it's divinely inspired, I'm justified If the book of Joshua is a good book, and if it's divinely inspired, I'm justified. Halal with Yah.